Hey there guys, Robert here, and guess what guys? Flight facilities are back, baby!
I'm back, baby!
Yep, that's right guys. After 7 years, flight facilities have officially made a comeback. 6 months ago, I ranked flight facilities down to earth and gave it a 9.7 out of 10, which was very close to a 10 out of 10 score. And I still stand by that today. Just a stone cold classic in my eyes. Even though it came out 7 years ago, obviously. The debut album from 2014 showcased a very well executed and fantastic blend of immaculately produced blend of house, downtempo, indie pop, hip hop, and so much more. But now that they released a new album just about a week ago, I think it's time we praise this Australian electronic music duo once more. Welcome to episode 8 of RobGioRanks, where we're going to be ranking the long-awaited sophomore album from Flight Facilities, Forever. Spoiler alert, this album is really awesome stuff. But admittedly, if I were to pick a least favorite on here, this would probably be it. However, this is a really cool way to open up the entire album. The production on this track really gives it some sort of a purposeful groove ranging from the cool bass line to the somewhat driving beat to the synths and trumpets placed towards the second half to even Channel 3's deep vocals, which flow like water across the entirety of the track. Overall, even though Lights Up is my least favorite track on the whole project, this is still a really cool track despite that, and I recommend giving it a listen. Damn, talk about a really unique song. One of the things that really makes the Ghost stand out a lot are the robotic vocals, which are oddly catchy and memorable to me and make the track so much fun to listen to. Same thing with the acidy synths and the hard-hitting percussion, which also makes the track have so much energy and groove behind it, much like the last track I talked about, especially towards the back half of it. I swear, the synths remind me of Calvin Harris's Slow Acid, but a million times better. Really great track overall.
Lie with me in this moment, lie with me.
Okay, now this one is really beautiful. Altitude reminds me a lot of the intro to Down to Earth, which is kind of obvious given the orchestration on this track is pretty as hell. And on top of that, the male vocalist is a really soulful one at that and does a really great job at capturing the emotion of the track. I also like the progression of this one in general, especially with the little inclusion of an electric guitar getting thrown in there for good measure at the 2:44 mark. Man, I have to say, this track really did leave a strong impression on me, especially for what it feels like an extended interlude. I love this one. Genuinely great stuff. Definitely more of a world influence like track, but I really enjoyed Pain a lot. Everything about it just works and flows together so smoothly. I mean, I could just point to the beautiful vocals from Jordi Felix, which are immaculately well mixed against the whole tribal production. I also really love the electric guitars and the alluring pads, as they also fit really well with this track as well. This one makes me feel like I'm actually traveling through the forest that's being displayed on the album cover over here. I'm really impressed by this one, and this is definitely a highlight on here despite the fairly low placement. If I can describe this track into one phrase, it would be this. It's not painful, but rather a painless experience. And an uplifting one at that. From a track that provides me with such a tropical experience, we get the longest track on the whole project, Wait and See, clocking in at over 6 minutes. But let me tell you something, that fairly long length is more well utilized than, say, Marimbula in my opinion. I adore Brux's vocals on here, as she delivers so much charisma and passion into her voice. It also fits well with the slow and atmospheric house-ish feel I get from here as well, which feels completely vast and layered over time despite the minimality. It also definitely works as a follow-up to Altitude as well. Overall, this is a really awesome track and also yet another highlight on here for sure. This is so much fun to listen to. The synths are legit ear candy to me, and Georgia Knott from Broods really kills it with her charismatic vocals, especially on that beyond catchy chorus. I'm also a big fan of the production throughout this song in general. What I Want starts off small and minimal in the beginning, but then gets groovy every single time the hook shows up, which puts me in such an ecstatic mood every time. Definitely go listen to this, because this is really fun.
Ooh, I gotta know, are you gonna tell
Ah yes, bouncy house production at its very finest. And definitely a spectacular one at that. The production on Move just delivers so much drive and energy to this track, and that's coupled with the engaging pianos and synths, especially on the drops. And yes, much like every vocalist on this album, Drama dominates this song with her impressive vocals. There's nothing much for me to go all out on other than this track is really incredible, and on top of that, it deserves my recommendation and definitely makes me want to do the instruction that the title gives me, which is to move. Man, it's nice to have Emma Louise collaborate with Flight Facilities again, given how much I love their vocals on Two Bodies. And as expected, she sounds absolutely incredible. On top of that, the production is what really sets the bar on here. If Only I Could sounds so happy, ranging from the pianos to the synths to even the hook, which is once again pretty catchy as all hell. And the drops. Oh my god, the drops are just amazing. Especially on the second one. What a way to close out the entire album. Fantastic track to be sure. Okay, now think of Crave You from the previous album, but on steroids. I knew that Heavy would secure a spot in the top 3 for this ranking immediately after the first listen. What can I say about this track that I've already said about pretty much a lot of the tracks on here? Smooth percussion? Check. Memorable chorus? Check. Alluring melodies? Check. Your Smith? Check. Yeah, I got nothing much to say about it. Everything about it is just pretty much flawless to me, especially the beautiful vocals from Your Smith. Brilliant track. And here we have my favorite track from this album that features Brutes. The production on here just slaps across the board and sounds so emotionally charged. Furthermore, the synths are really cool to listen to, and I really love the string sections that get integrated into this, as it sounds absolutely beautiful once again. And again, the drops are just pure perfection, alright? especially the second and final one. And Georgia's smooth vocals are perfect for this track. I don't know what else to say about this one, but the title track is just magical. Easily my favorite of all the pre-album singles on here. Wow, talk about a track that I adore so much to the point where it became my second favorite track Flight Facilities I've ever made, just only behind Claire de Lune. Not only that, but Stay is really in contention for the best track of 2021. I mean, I feel like I'm really going through a trip with this song. The production on here is just beyond uplifting to the highest degree possible, and Your Smith just fucking kills it. She just fucking kills it. And the synths, the percussion, the acoustic guitars, the melodies, the harmonies, the lyrics, everything about it just totally sells and is what makes me have the urge to return to this one on a very frequent and consistent basis. Overall, this is just a masterpiece of a track and was an easy choice for the best track on the album, period. Definitely a must listen. Go check this one out. Here's what I thought about Forever. And surprise, surprise, this album is an awesome follow-up to Down to Earth. The fourth quarter of this year really has seen some of the strongest releases of 2021, and this is no exception. This album is definitely my top 5 favorite albums of the year right there. I pretty much love everything on here, with not even a single weak point in the bunch. On top of that, every track is unique and distinguishable, while also contributing to the overall atmosphere of this project, which makes this whole thing so diverse. And on top of that, it contains some of the best tracks that these guys have ever made to date, and this is something that I would definitely hold on to this long term. And at the end of the day, this is Flight Facilities. Do I really need to say anymore? But yeah, for this project, I'm giving it a very strong 9 out of 10 on this. Beautiful comeback album. Go listen to this. So what do you think about Forever? If you have any thoughts on it, then I suggest leaving them down in the comments section below. The Spotify link to this album will also be linked in the description down below if you want to give this album a listen. If you have any projects you want me to rank next, feel free to leave your suggestions and recommendations in the comments. Also, be sure to like this video, share this one with your friends if you want to, and leave a comment down below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe as we're on the road to 7,000 subscribers. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, guys.